108 Gate, where we're doing the masculine reading. Hope you're well. The feminine reading is being uploaded right now, so let's go. Like I said, in the feminine reading, we've got 0 degrees Capricorn, 0 degrees Capricorn again, Sun and Mercury both there. Mercury is in retrograde, so we're doing that lovely reassessment of kind. We've got here devotion, reassessing what we're devoted to, reassessing what we're putting our time and energy into. There's certain things that are going to be highlighted right now that are indicating that, you know what, it's like give it a chance, give it a second chance. I'm not giving it a third chance. It's done and it's done. Those things are pretty much going to be eliminated as we move back into Capricorn. Mercury goes back into Capricorn. It's like things are being rejigged, things are being reassessed to the point of not wanting to return to certain points of behaviour, not wanting to return to certain thought patterns, not wanting to return to certain ways of doing things, bringing in new things. Self-acceptance being really strong here, because as you are learning to accept yourself more, you're also learning what you will not tolerate anymore. Quite a strong vibe, very different to the feminine reading. So let's see where we're going. That commitment, devotion and commitment to your long-term foundation, your long-term foundation of how you want it to be, how you need it to be, and accepting that there's certain things that you are compromising or you are compromising. You may be needing to accept where you are compromising yourself, therefore you can fully accept yourself. Fully accept, I can't actually compromise this anymore, otherwise I'm compromising who I am, I'm compromising the way I need things to be, I'm compromising way too much right now. So it's finding that fine line of where a compromise is possible and where you've compromised too far, bringing it back to self, bringing it back to some kind of equilibrium, bringing it back to some kind of equality, and making sure that you're being heard in the process. So there's a lot of back and forth in this, there's a lot of to and fro, there's options open. Do you go this way or that way? Again, that split is really apparent. I don't know if any of you have heard about a split occurring right now, but I'm definitely feeling there's a tear, there's a split. Some going to go some way, some going to go a different way. Just whichever way you go, it's more of a matter, this is definitely feeling like a more solid reaction to whatever you choose, whatever you do right now. It's a matter of accepting yourself, accepting the consequences of what you choose, accepting the consequences of what you don't choose. And on some level, it's not even a matter of accepting, it's going to happen regardless. If you don't stand up for yourself right now, you're going to have to accept it, and if you don't accept it, it's going to be there anyway. So you either, there's so many parts going on, you accept what you need to do it, and accept the consequences, that some things have to be given up, but at least you know you've been committed to yourself. You don't accept what you need, you don't accept what you want, or you kind of compromise it all the time, and therefore you're not in the fullest expanse of self-acceptance. Therefore too much compromise is occurring, therefore you're being diluted, you're being watered down. In that process, if you're not satisfied with that, then be ready to deal with that, be ready for that to be a new norm for you. Or you've got the other side of that, which is you see you've compromised, you've over-compromised, and you take a stance now. Like now. There's no more dithering about available. The feminine reading, if you haven't checked it out yet, please do, because that one is really honing in on there's no time to dither. You decide now. If you let certain things happen now, it's going to be as it is. That's it. You don't know how long for. Therefore, you have to accept, or you don't have to accept. You'll either struggle in that not doing what you needed to do, or you will learn to accept you didn't do what you needed to do. Again, like I said in the feminine reading, I don't want to focus on that area. That is there. That's someone else's problem. what I mean by that is it's not a judgment thing. It's just saying how the energies are. You choose. You've got 3 options. You either, not more than 3, but you accept what's going, you accept what you need to do and do it. You don't accept what you need to do. You keep going in the wrong direction and get yourself more and more in entanglement with the wrong things. Or you accept that you didn't accept it in the first place, and you need to work quick sharp now to start self-correcting. You need to start correcting the course, accepting it. If you don't accept it, you're going to end up in a whole different caboodle. This one is accepting you didn't do what you needed to do, therefore do it now. This one is you've accepted what you needed to do, you're doing it and you've done it, and then there's a whole different thing you have to accept, but you're still accepting it. I hope that made sense. Right, these have come out. Interesting. So, 9 of Swords. Not the most comfortable. So Tower's coming. This is feeling quite appropriate for this energy, but more so this side. So we'll put it there. You can't be worried about. It's about basically accepting certain things you can change, certain things you can't. It's about an inflated. Okay, here I know I keep not wanting to go in this space, but this is where this is kind of sorted, and I get it. This is why I was like, well, the focus isn't here because this has been sorted. It's going that way. This has to break off first for us to go. Then next steps here. If you're going on this side, fantastic, keep going. If you've got anything stuck here, you can't change who people are. And there's here, it feels like there's some inflated kind of ego space. It's like, so like I explained before, if the super ego is based on false perceptions, like we're talking about the Sun is 0 Capricorn, Mercury retrograde 0 Capricorn, we've got the Pluto energy at 29 Capricorn. Those hierarchies, those structures that have just been completely false, that have not worked for us and not going to work for us, if you're stuck in those, this is where it feels like these 9 of Swords are going to be coming in, because you're feeling like you should be adhering to these false perceptions of how things should be. You're adhering to someone else's rules and regulations. If it doesn't tune in with your heart, it doesn't tune in with your soul essence, if it doesn't tune in with your authentic self, then what are you doing to yourself? Why are you doing that? But the thing is, also taking on other people's advice and this and that and the other, which is not aligned with you. You either are going to have a tower because you decide to do what you're going to do, therefore not having the courage to do it. That's going to bring your own kind of tower, but the tower is going to be bigger. It may not be bigger right now because you're avoiding actually making that courageous step, but in the long term it's going to be a massive tower because you haven't taken the correct steps for you to align with yourself. On this side, on the other side of this tower and 9 of Swords is basically like it's just breaking off into so many different shattered and splintered pieces. So then the other side is you understand that the tower's there, but the tower is a bit smaller because this tower is about you finally taking those steps and saying, I can't do this anymore. I'm not going to be living by your standards, your rules, your expectations anymore. Therefore, yes, there's going to be a tower, and you're taking the time now to acknowledge, I'd rather have this smaller tower than me not sticking up for myself right now and having a massive tower later on where you've just obliterated more than it should be acceptable of your own happiness. Interestingly, I'm feeling that Mercury retrograde energy coming up right now of just, I don't want to say it, I can't say it, I don't know how to say it, I shouldn't be saying this. And then what's going to be the consequence of that? Or, I wish I'd said it sooner, but you know what, I'll say it now. What will be the consequences of that? Here are those that needed to say something, they've said it, they've moved on. The tower's already happened over there. I know those of you who've been with me for a while, I don't like it when I have to say certain things like this, but at the same time, it is what it is. It is what it is. She's ready. She's rocking and rolling. She's off. She's gone, pretty much. If you're expecting the Queen of Wands to wait for you, I don't think so. You've got the High Priestess supporting the Queen of Wands. She knows what she's got to do. She knows what she's doing and why she's doing it. And this is the feminine energy supporting the masculine action. This is the feminine energy feeling like, you know what, everything's justified, everything's been appropriately handled, everything has been considered, everything has been compassionate, everything has been done in a way that I gave you a chance to change, I gave you a chance to reconsider, I gave you a chance to understand what I've been trying to say this whole time. I gave you a chance to support me when I needed it. I gave you a chance to be kind to me. I gave you a chance to be supportive. I gave you a chance to do all these different things. You didn't decide to do it. You decided to stay over here. That's up to you. I'm not judging you. I'm not doing anything to stop you or to support you to go in that direction, because I don't agree with it. I am going to be choosing this direction and going in that direction. Have a great life. Enjoy your life. And so be it. There's no room for any dithering. There's no room for remorse or regret. There's no room for fluffing up words because you're too cowardly on this side to say something. And I'm not saying in a mean way. I'm just saying it's like you're going to be clinking. You're investing in the wrong direction over this side. The more you go that way, you invest in the wrong direction. Where are you feeling more resonant to? And if you're saying you're over here, make sure you are. Double check. If you're over here, what are you going to do about it? So that's feeling like a bit of a well, look at that. Got 4 cards over there. Wanted 4 cards over here, especially because we've got the 4 here. Decide. You decide. It's in your hands. Quite a significant energy. Loving it. So for now, peace and love.